Welcome back to Just Another Game Review. Today we're going to tackle a PlayStation 2 game called Manhunt. So strap in and get ready for some gore. So for the first time on this channel, we're going to start with a disclaimer. You are going to see gameplay of excessive gore. This game's whole staple is being bloody and murderous.
Yeah.
But Manhunt is a PlayStation 2 game that my parents definitely bought for me while I was way too young.
Yeah.
This was Rockstar's attempt at a Saw movie before Saw movies came out. And Rockstar at the time was cranking out killers.
Yeah.
You know, they had Grand Theft Auto going for them. They had all the, what was the original Red Dead Revolver?
Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah, they had all these killers going on. And then drops Manhunt.
Mm-hmm.
And this game is the definition of shock value.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a snuff film. It's a video game snuff film. That's actually the story, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Is you're making a snuff film.
It's a sign of the times, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It is all about the gore, and I mean, coming fresh off of Grand Theft Auto, that's what it was trying to do.
Yeah.
It did that well.
They did it.
That's about all they did well, though, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
this is a game. I didn't own this as a kid, but I played it quite a bit every time my stepdad went to work, and I snuck and took it out of his room. But
What did you think? Because you didn't play this until we reviewed it, right?
Yeah, I never played it.
So, what did you think? It's 2019, so everybody's kind of desensitized to this type of
Yeah,
stuff.
like, it's not gory anymore compared to, you know what I'm saying?
But think about when this game came out, when everybody was trying to pound it, video games are making people violent.
I remember
Well,
those
this
days.
game did not help that argument at all. What did you think when you first did your first execution? Like, what was your... Did it hit you with that shock value?
No.
No?
No.
You were just kind of ready for it?
I mean, it's 2019, or you know what I'm saying? It's 2019.
Right.
I wasn't going to receive any shock value for playing this game. Like,
Yeah.
I played games that are 100 times worse because
Right.
it's the times.
Mhm.
Back then, I can see why it was so bad. But today, it's like, you know what
Imagine
I'm saying?
being 12-year-old Aaron
Yeah.
and then sinking a claw hammer.
It's like getting an M&M CD for your 9th birthday.
Yeah, exactly. So, what would you say is... Let's start with the negatives of this game. What would you say the negative quality
the number one negative is the controls.
Yes.
They are, for lack of a better term, ass.
They are pretty bad.
They are horrible. These are... Sometimes game has bad controls, and you can overcome them, you can get used to it. Not in this game. And that really hurt, because I was like, when you said, hey, let's review Manhunt, I was like, hey, I used to like that game, and I was telling him, we played it together, actually, at
Yeah.
the same time. We sat
Yeah.
down and went through it. Oh my god, we could not get past the controls. It was so bad.
That was the hardest part about it.
Yeah.
It was like the tutorial stage, and like there's two guys,
Yeah.
and it's like if you aggro both of them, you're dead.
Right. Yeah. It was...
Because the mechanics were bad. You know what I'm saying?
It was kind of meant to be played stealthily. Like, it had the stealth mechanics.
The
Yeah, yeah.
stealth part was really good. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
thought they
saying?
did the stealth well.
Once you got past the stealth missions, it just started going downhill. Like,
Yeah.
Because it was like you go through the tutorial and it shows you how to do everything. Then you bust the glass and you use the glass as a weapon.
Right.
It shows you
the
like
glass shard.
the different types, the green weapons, the red ones, and the blue.
Yeah.
And you keep going, and it has like in each boss fight is a fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's not a stealth at that
And
point.
it really fell apart there.
Yeah, and like the boss fight, like the fighting was just not done good at all. It's
The
like
blocking mechanic is don't hit a button.
Yeah.
Stand there, you're auto
hold
blocked.
back or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the combat, the freak form combat was not done.
No, you're just taking turns hitting each other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hope you got enough health to survive.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots is pretty much what the combat
Yeah.
is.
And then you have the next step, which is graphically or art style wise.
I did like the retro VHS. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I like
That was
that
cool.
too.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
What I didn't like was the colors.
Yeah.
Everything was either a shade of gray or a shade of brown. Like,
Or a darker shade of gray or brown.
Yeah.
you want some color in your life? Turn it off.
One of my favorite things about Manhunt, aside from like the weapon variation, like using a plastic bag or a
Yeah.
glass shard or a crowbar or something, was the gangs, like the enemy archetypes. It was pretty much the same archetype, but the way that they introduced all the gangs, like you had the hoods and the pervs and the white supremacist guys, the
Yeah.
Nazis and the Legion and stuff. Those guys were all really, really well fleshed out, and they felt different.
Yeah.
Like when you went to a new area, you knew you were fighting a new bad guy. As far as like story and stuff in this game, it is what it is.
It's no film.
It's a snuff film.
Yeah.
It's for excessive gore is what they were shooting for.
Yeah.
But you brought up earlier the VHS
Yeah.
style shooting of that. Go into that a little bit because that's an important part of it.
I mean, that just set the whole mood for everything. Like, even though it was like it's like a snuff film simulator. Is what it is.
Yeah.
But with like the VHS and the way they did it, and like you said, the colors were all dark. It felt like a horror film. And
Yeah.
the music that they used, and I mean, I really like that too. Like the way it was set. Like even though you're the bad guy, so you're not really scared, but it had that horror feel to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think the VHS really just set that in there.
I liked the cutscene transitions. It
Yeah.
would like, you get that old snowy, which some people aren't,
No,
have no idea what that
that
even
means,
is,
yeah.
but like that.
It was a VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once a
Reminded me of late nights dialing in the
Right.
TV or whatever, but I really liked that. That was cool, but I mean, that'll lead us into whether or not we liked it or not.
Yeah.
That was all I liked.
One thing, there's going to be a lot of people that share that opinion though, and one thing you can say about it, it sold like 1.5 or 1.7 million copies worldwide, and
Yeah.
it spawned a sequel.
Yeah, it did.
Like there is a Manhunt 2, completely
Well-
separate storyline and stuff.
Well, at the time, I mean, this was a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
like we can sit here and say, "Oh, it hasn't held up well," and it really hasn't. But at the time, it was a pretty
it
big deal.
accomplished what it wanted to do.
It,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it definitely
yeah.
did. And Rockstar was hot.
Yeah,
So
Rockstar could put out anything right then, and it would have sold
and
a
it
million
would've-
copies.
Yeah, it would have been good. So, after everything we've discussed here, what would you say Manhunt? What would you tell people?
Oh, I
Play
mean,
it, pass it?
you already know from listening to it. For me, it's a no. That sucks because I enjoyed it back in the day, but
Yeah.
no, it's a no.
So you'd say it didn't hold up well?
No, it didn't hold
What
up
about you,
well.
Randy?
I didn't like it either. It's mainly because I didn't play it. You know what I'm saying? If I played it then and had that nostalgia factor,
Yeah.
maybe.
No.
But no.
So we actually did this game on my recommendation, and I have to agree with them. At the time, I loved this game. I played it through like 4 or 5 times. It does not hold up to 2019. Once you do a couple executions, you're like, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got what you're going for.
Like once you see all the animations for each one,
Yeah.
that's it.
It's
And that's all we were doing too. We were like, we got to a point where we were like, get that weapon, and we were like, all right, hold it until it's yellow, hold it
And
until it's
red,
red,
yeah.
and that was all we were doing. We weren't even trying to beat the levels anymore.
So I think it's a pretty clear consensus here at Just Another Game Review. If
game
you have, if you have a little nostalgia for it, played it when you was a kid or whatever, go scratch that itch in 20 minutes. If you've never played it, you don't need to dig
No.
PlayStation 2 up and go find it.
You don't need to.
You can pass. But be sure to tune in next time when we're going to review Borderlands 3. And just to let you guys know, in the pipe, we have Last of Us coming out, Code Vein, a few roundtables. And make sure to like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at Just a Game Review. Follow Randy home from work. And until next time.